Dating men. All right. As a sapphic woman, uh, is very interesting. And I'm doing this, what I feel like, I call it a social experiment, sort of playfully, but I feel like it is just by the nature of I don't date men. Not for lack of wanting to, but more so for logistical reasons of there's a big difference between I don't consider myself to be bi, but I think there's a big difference between sapphic women or bi women who center men and have grown up catering sort of, or I don't even say catering to because it's not really intentional, but have grown up socialized according to the cultural norm, which of course is men date women, women date men. So even if you are sapphic or queer, the default, if you have an attraction to both, the default, I feel like, of course, is to go for the men. So there's a lot of bi women that still have centered men historically, heavily in their relationships. And me, I didn't really do that. I tried, I don't know, early in my experience with men, I got turned off very quickly, and I never really talked to men in school or the boys in school. I think I had like one boy that I talked to in high school, and he was sweet, but he was very odd. And that's not a dig. I was also very odd, so it kind of made sense. I was definitely one of the nerdy, not cool girls. It was very chunky. So the incentive for the guy, and my self-esteem was in the trash. So the incentive for guys to talk to me in high school was very low. And I wasn't out yet. I had no idea what my sexuality was yet. And I did know that I still liked boys, but I just had no desire to try to initiate talking with them. And as I got older and I realized my sexuality was more sapphic, I wanted to pursue that very heavily. And I was open to men, but I just realized, I think I was experimenting with both at the same time. So I was equally new to dating men and just as new to dating women. So the women just won. Like the women just, and a lot of sapphics and bi women who have like actually given equal opportunity, you might relate to this. But yeah, there's a different level of connection and intimacy that I found when I started talking to women and being open to that part of my sexuality. That was I could not find that same level of openness and ease of communication with the guys that I was talking to, except for one. There was one guy that I really started to like after I don't know how many I had talked to, and was like, no, like we barely even made it out of the talking stage with like any of the guys that I dealt with. So the ones that I actually went out in person with, they were already unicorns. So this one guy, went out with him. He was great. He was actually cute. I noticed that I'm a little bit picky when it comes to physical attraction with men, a little bit pickier since I really like pretty girls. So I noticed that I tend to like men pretty as well as well. Not not in a feminine way, but just I tend to like pretty boys. So he was very pretty. He was like a soccer player. And yeah, we really hit it off and had a great time. We watched anime together, could be a little nerdy together. And he I ended up telling him that I liked him because I was like surprised because normally all the other guys I had talked to, I didn't even really like them. And I just had to, I don't want to say slow fade, but I had to kind of slow fade from a lot of guys because I was like, you don't seem like someone that I could see myself actually talking to and developing any type of real connection with. But him, I could see that connection happening. And I was like, I could actually see myself being with this guy and dating this guy. And I think I scared him away because I told him that I liked him. And so that gets into phase one of this social experiment. Now that I'm like a full grown adult, I've had lots of life experience. I've been actively learning and studying men and dating men and like their psychology and doing so much background work. That man confused me for like the rest of my life because he ended up ghosting and disappearing. After he had told me specifically, he's like, wow, I've never felt so comfortable with a woman, and you're so chill and you're so easy to talk to and easy to be around. And yeah, he told me all these great things about myself, but then he like ghosted. He pulled the slow fade. He pulled the slow fade back. Like if I reached out to him, he would answer, but then he wouldn't put any like further what do you call it, further energy into words. But he would also always answer favorably, like, yeah, I miss you, I miss talking to you, blah blah blah. And then I was like, so I stopped talking to men for a really long time after that. And if I did talk to men, I always talked to them as friends. So I had a couple of guy friends, and this is the other dichotomy. My guy friends would always end up liking me, but I didn't like them. And I was like, I don't trust you guys, because when I finally did like a guy, he ghosted me. But here's the weird psychology: when I don't like you, or I see you as a friend, or I friend zone you, you like me forever. And it's like all of my guy friends were like so cool and so chill, and they were great, but I just wasn't attracted to them in that way. Like I said, I have like a very particular type when it comes to men, and there's just like it's it's wide and broad, but it doesn't cover everybody. So they weren't included in that type. And yeah, none of them could answer me when I asked about this one guy that I actually liked. And then I was like, you guys say that you're so simple and straightforward, and you just want a girl that appreciates you for you and appreciates the way you are and just likes you as a person and not trying to use you, or not seeing you as just how do we see men in the patriarchy as you're only as good as like the value you can provide, like whether it's financially or protecting. You have to provide something of use in order to be seen as valuable. And so I thought I was like a great catch, because I'm like, I genuinely just like this guy for who he is. I like his personality. I like being around him, spending time with him, and he could like sense that. But I'm like, that's clearly not what you guys actually want. That's clearly not. And so yeah, no guys could ever explain it to me what happened with that guy. They were like, I don't know, I guess he probably was talking to somebody else. He probably wasn't ready to have a serious relationship. I mean, there was all kinds of conjecture, but at the end of the day, I was like, yeah, y'all aren't as straightforward as you try to have us believe you are. So fast forward to today, I do understand the psychology. I gave him I showed too early on that I liked him. And this is according to my YouTube Big Brother. If y'all want to know how I've been studying male psychology and dating, it's because I've been following Thomason. So if you don't know who that is, look up Thomason. I'll put it in the description. But yeah, he's my YouTube Big Brother, and I've been like binging the hell out of his videos on men and dating. So yeah, I realized that I gave too much energy and attention up front. Like, he didn't really have to work very hard or earn my attention and my affection. All he had to do was be himself, and I actually liked him and thought he was cool. And guys, apparently that's not the way to go. Y'all have to, like, guys have to they have to feel like they have to earn you. They have to have a challenge. They have to feel like, oh, if I'm gaining value, I need to work for it. And so because I just liked him without having to work for it, whether he understood what was happening or not, it like icked him away and made him see me as like either too easy or less valuable. Like, I mean, we never even did anything. Like I think we literally hung out. We're hanging out for like maybe a month or two. And I was like, oh, I like you. I actually like you. And I could see myself dating you. And then nothing. So, ladies, rule number one, if you don't watch Thomason, I'm going to repeat a lot of the things he says because I see it. Now I can see all these things in real time. I can see the mental kind of inner workings of what men are doing when I'm interacting with them now. I know if I ick a man out or if I like get rid of a guy, I know why like I icked him out or why I got rid of him. And I mean, it's not necessarily like me blocking or ghosting them. It's like I know what psychologically, if I'm not interested in a guy, I know how to turn them off and like I don't even have to ghost you. like you're gonna run away yourself. And a lot of it is just if you were too honest, if you're too straightforward, if you're not playing their game with them, they tend to run away. They need to feel a challenge. They need to feel like the thrill of the game, the thrill of the hunt. And I'm open to being wrong. Like this channel is definitely meant to be a dialogue and discussion. I believe there's nuance in everything, and we lose a lot of nuance in trying to be like so black and white and thinking. But yeah, I notice it. I notice it more and more now, and I'm like, that's what happened with Home Dude. He needed the game. To this day, all the guys that are in my DMs are guys that I pay zero attention to and I have no interest in whatsoever. Or like watching all my stories all the time. Like I call them my fans. I have girl fans too. Girls do the same shit, but girls are different because girls, I believe that girls/women we're trained not to initiate and not to chase. Like it's not seen as a natural order of things. Like women do not chase. We also don't crave. As far as my experience goes, I don't crave chasing anybody. I'm like, if it's not mutual, then bye. Men love that. They seem to like be actually kind of hardwired for chasing and earning and proving. I don't know if that's actually hardwired or if that's patriarchy, but it does seem to feel pretty natural to them. For me, I tried the experiment of like actually messaging guys first on social media because they say they want that shit, like chase me and pursue me. So I tried it for like a good minute. No, they're lying. They're absolutely lying to you. So don't ever do that. Do not ever message men first. Do not ever chase men. Please, for the love of God, if you get nothing else out of my social experiment, you've probably done this. Like, hopefully you haven't done this, but if you ever even think about it, just don't do it. Just don't ever chase a man. You are the prize, and someone might be offended or be hurt that I said that, but women are clearly, it's like very obvious in the way our society is ran that we are the prize. If you just look at the male loneliness epidemic and like the things men do to like, a lot of the ways men get their validation is by getting beautiful women. Like if you can get a beautiful woman, that's to quote Thomason, they use us like trading cards. Like they don't even like care or necessarily see us as a person, but like they will share your photo with their friends and like one up each other. Like, hey, I got a baddie. Look at this girl. Like they will do like the most ridiculous shit to get a woman so that they can show off to their homeboys. And that's all they care about is the social status and the validation. Just by us existing like in their proximity and wanting to be in their presence. Like, of course, this is not, remember all of this is based off of what I've seen and my experience and like listening to men and talking with other people, but so it's not like 100% nothing. So I don't want any not all men people coming up in my comments because nuance. I'm gonna borrow my other favorite YouTuber, Manifestel. No nuance Nellies, sit in the front of the class. If you like nuance, this is not the channel for you to come in my comments. But if you want to talk about it with some nuance, yeah, they really just use us for street cred or like validation, social validation. And if you can get a beautiful woman and if you can do it more than once, like you're the man. So there's not like a genuine concern. My biggest issue with men, why I tend to stay away from them, or I'm like very careful and I don't really care about going through them very quickly. When I say going through them very quickly, I mean just like talking to them, having conversation and shutting it down because I can see the patterns of and I felt the patterns when I wasn't talking to them at all of not being a full person, not being seen as a full human. Like they see women as like what they can get out of us. And this is not going to be new for most of you. This is not going to be new at all. But yeah, they see us as like a pocket pussy that's like living and breathing and moving and like they can, be a arm candy or look cute next to them. And then kind of like do their little get whatever they can out of you. Usually physical gratification and things of that nature. So I cannot stress enough, like you are the prize. If you do not give them any of those things, if you do not give them the things that they want, you will see really quickly which men actually value you and see you as a person and which men see you as a status, an object, a pocket pussy. I don't even know. Am I allowed to say it? I don't know. It's like my first video in a while. So let's see if I get censored. But yeah, you will see really quick. I strongly, strongly, strongly recommend know your worth, know that you're the prize, know that they will, if they like you, if they actually like you, they will not care if you're not giving them anything. Like they actually like it better if you're not giving them anything and they have to do all this shit for you. You're making them earn it, making them work for it. They appreciate, or not appreciate, but they go for that a lot. You'll get much better results than trying to prove any. You don't need to prove anything to any man. I don't care what they say. Those are those men are they're not in their power. Because any man in his power wants a woman that's in her power as well. So first and foremost, be in your power. Don't give them anything unearned. No kind of access. Don't open your legs. They have to, even like the time that you spend, even like going out on a date or talking or whatever, they have to make it worth your while. Like they have to be engaging and interesting and interested and give you some energy to work with, because that's the other thing. I have so much energy, and if I it's easy for me to go above and beyond in giving, because that's like part of my nature is to be a giver. And I love to pour into people. And with men, I can't be my natural, authentic self because they will take advantage. The sweet kind of giving girls, they will take advantage. If you're not careful and you're not very discerning, they will take advantage of that, and they'll be like, okay, what can I, like, how much? They'll like use you as like the emotional support, like the free therapy, and just like, oh, what was me? I can't do this and this and this and this. And then they're like, oh, what do you think? Like, they'll like use you as like the shoulder that cry. Like, even if they're not using you physically, they will use you emotionally. They will use you as like that free therapy. And I'm like, that's what I also, this is going to be a rough standard, but I can't wait to see how it goes. But I also, one of my standards, you must be in therapy and have your own fucking therapist. All right. I have my own therapist. I actually have her tonight, but I have my own therapist and have for a long time, and I require that of any women that I date as well, that they're in some type of therapy or personal self-development, like very intentional, regular journey with that. And same thing for men, which I know is a lot harder because I feel like it's still very stigmatized among men to ask for and seek out mental health help. But yeah, they won't see like developing that self-awareness naturally. It takes a special man to be that self-aware of the patterns that the patriarchy has instilled and installed within them. So to finish the topic for right now, the men on the more I'm talking to, men on the dating apps. And if you want to know which dating apps, I'm on Tinder and Facebook dating currently, playing around with the idea of hopping back on Hinge as well. If we'll see, because right now I have I have my hands full just between Tinder and Facebook. I'm like developing. I think my experiment right now is like developing a roster, developing my roster of men. Sure as heck, do not date one at a time. Date, you gotta see how, see your worth, and part of that is like letting them compete for your attention. Like the men that stand out the most to me out of like when I match with like a certain amount, and then only a certain amount out of the ones I match with actually message me. So then there's like a whole bunch of them that are in their soft girl era that don't believe in chasing or reaching out first. And I'm like, I know not to go there and bother messaging them first. But they showed their willingness to put in effort by messaging you first. And then they show the level of effort they'll put in by the quality of the message they send you. So watching who messages you first, I don't even pay attention to the ones that don't message me. But watching who messages me and how they message, some of them say hi or wave or say hello, like one word, real basic messages. I'm like, okay, low effort, no. Some of them give me like a full, hi, how are you doing? Hi, thank you for matching with me. Like a simple sentence. And then some men actually read my fucking profile and say something very witty or very interesting or very, it's just like, or like something more on the intellectual side. Like they actually put in some effort, and I'm like, oh, this guy, okay, I see you. And it's so much more fun when you get that kind of man that actually is like willing to do the work, because however they start, that's what you can tell literally in the first message. Like, women, you do not have to put up with this shit. The collective bar, I feel like it's slowly coming out of Satan's asshole, but like the collective bar has been so low with men for so long. And they're still trying to figure it out, which is why I feel like the loneliness epidemic exists, because a lot of men are not figuring out that if you want women to like you, you have to treat us like humans. It's like the simplest thing. And I'm like, you guys, literally all you have to do is like treat us like a full engaged human, just like you are. And like, why would you be interested in someone just saying hi, just saying hello, like putting in the absolute bare minimum, lowest effort that you could possibly put in, and like see what you can get out of that? Hell the fuck no, you wouldn't. I mean, I guess if you're like super, super desperate, sure. But like, what women don't need to be super, super desperate. They're still out there. Don't get me wrong. Pick-me's, there's entirely too many of them. And yeah, and like, go find a pick-me. But it's like, men don't want the pick-me's either. Like I said, they want the challenge, because like pick-me's are not seen as valuable. They don't value themselves. If you're a pick-me, I'm not sorry. You're not valuing yourself as a woman. You're not in your power. You're not in your self-love. You're desperate for external validation. I feel like I should put a trigger warning on my videos, because oh well, if you got triggered, then I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, it's just, yeah, you get to see the men will put in, the men that are serious and are about that life, they have figured out how to put in effort and actually say something interesting. And then I get to, as like a intellectual, emotional, like mentally healthy individual, I get to reciprocate that energy and have great conversation with them, because I can see that they're willing to put in the effort to actually have conversation. And from there, we can assess, okay, do we want to see each other in person and have a great conversation in person? So with that being said, my very first date, the first guy that I met with off of Tinder, he was like literally like a weekend. And like, I will say the first group of maybe like 10 or 15 guys that I matched with, he said something cool to start. He said something interesting. He started making plans right away. Well, it was like a back and forth. It was like a mutual thing. because he was interested in like building community in an area that I also am interested in building community, and I had some resources already. So I was like, well, if we hang out, then I can tell you more about this, or you could just go to this website. And he was like, no, I would like that. So he actually was on top of like, no, I would like to meet and actually hang out and talk about this thing. And he even set up, he picked a place and like a time frame based on like our mutual availability. Like he did all the things that showed effort and intentionality. And that I feel like is the biggest struggle that a lot of men are having, besides seeing us as a full human being, but putting in effort and intentionality into planning a fucking date. Like it's so easy to just plan a date. I do it all the time I'm like very balanced in my masculine and feminine energies. So with women, I end up having to like pull from my masculine side a lot to like be the planner and be in charge of shit and be like the more dominant out of the two of us. So it's crazy when I see men that aren't even, I'm like, I'm not that masculine, but I'm like, these men can't even do the level of effort that I would put in for a woman. Why would I give them any kind of time of day? And you can't even put in effort just to like plan up a simple date. Like I'm not asking for anything crazy. So he did very good because he was the first man to actually be like, okay, yeah, let's do this. And what day? And let's do this. And then show up and follow through. And we had an amazing first day. It was such a great time. We like hung out all the way until I think like almost the place was closing. And then we walked around after that. We got like 3 rounds of drinks and appetizers and just like chatted the night away. It was absolutely lovely. And then he came to the event that I invited him to. And we had a great time there too. So it was a very pleasant surprise for me because I had not, in all my previous explorations before I had studied the nature of men and this phenomenon, I had not had like that much fun with a man in person in a long ass time. So I think it works. That's my first impression. Again, it's only been a couple of weeks still. Like, I mean, I think I'm on like week 3 or 4 now. But I'm excited. I'm much more hopeful and optimistic now that I've learned these very important mindsets and shifted my viewpoint to I am not chasing men. I am like letting men come to me and prove themselves, show me who is worth my time and energy, so that I don't waste a lot of energy pouring into men that are not going to pour back. It's not about being better than, it's not about being like stuck up or anything like that. It's really just about if I want to pour energy into someone, I need someone that's going to show that it's not going to be wasted on them and it's going to be returned and that they can match me and they can meet me in that place. So yeah, I think that's everything for today. Mm-hmm.